I think I need to refresh my stream. Make sure I'm in the right place. There we go. All right, off we go. Both players starting in Dino Domain, as most of the races have been. And yeah, this is I believe, the first round of the bracket. And we've got Bando on our left versus Vtor on our right. And Bando, of course, one of the top 4 players of the tournament, so we would expect him to have an advantage here. He does have a low 24. And Vtor, according to the leaderboard, has a 28-14, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's got some better time stashed away unsubmitted, like it seems so many in the community do. But you can see that regardless, he's got quite a hill to climb to make an upset happen. And upsets, of course, in this game are pretty hard to pull off just because of the nature of the game. It's mostly a game of small gains and small losses. Alright, so we will see Bando going for this canyonless, and yeah, pretty good launch. That terrain after the launch on canyonless can be a real pain sometimes. Someone that's really good at it will make that seem smooth and consistent, but it is anything but. Pretty much when you combine drifting with high speeds, with any kind of sloped terrain at all, very strange things start to happen with the physics. There are a few things to note that could go very wrong, that could possibly shorten the gap we expect to see between these players. There's 3 out of bounds. There are a few ways that you could mess them up, but mostly the only one that we would be concerned about seeing a top player like Bando have trouble with would be the Windmill Planes out of bounds, which isn't for a while. But that one is notoriously difficult, even for best players, to get every time. Yeah, I know, I wish we had music too, but unfortunately the music does slow you down, and both players opting not to use it. At least I only assume Bando's not using it. Vtor is the one we've got audio for. Alright, so Bando going on to the first out of bounds, and he uses a strategy where you go out of bounds a little bit later in order to get some bananas, and go out of bounds in a different place, and the bananas will give him some extra speed while out of bounds. Vtor going for the much more standard approach of just clipping out at the first opportunity. Yeah, it's a bit of a tragedy in this game. It has one of the best soundtracks of any N64 game, honestly, but it's just so happens that having the music on loses, 10-15 seconds or something, just by having music. Oh, so Bando, I didn't see what happened, but it looked like something went wrong and he clipped back in bounds. So actually, Vtor has an opportunity here to catch up. I was watching Vtor's screen, so I didn't even see how that happened. But that's very unfortunate for Bando, who was having a decent start. Now these players are actually very close. That's amazing. Just a few seconds apart now. So Bando losing looked like upwards of 20 seconds. I didn't see what the actual time was, but that was an unfortunate. Like I was saying, one of the few things that can be a significant time loss, those out of bounds. The Hot Top Volcano one is generally thought of as being reasonably easy to get it consistent, but as you saw, it's no 100% guarantee there. And yeah, can you imagine if Vtor won? I mean, it probably won't happen because even if Bando messed up every out of bounds, even then I think he would still have a lead overall. But I could be wrong. It would certainly be. I don't know. It would be a crazy upset if it did happen. Yeah, but on to the first hover track. Whale Bay, my least favorite of the 3 that are in this run. It used to be Boulder Canyon, but that stage grew on me recently. Yeah, you can see Bando's style is very, very aggressive. Like, even for as good of a player as he is, he goes for like he's not scared of anything. I'll just say that. He will do strats in runs that you would normally not expect to see. At least that I don't expect to see. I'm usually surprised in a good way. I know it sucks not having music, but there's something soothing about the sounds of hovercraft. I don't know what it is. With the water, at least. Sounds a lot better when there's water. Alright, so on to Crescent Island, and yeah, Bando will be doing, if you do that turn correctly, you can get some air on it, which gets you down to the ramp a lot faster. Oh, whoa, Vtor getting stuck on the median there. And it looked like he maybe made a last-second decision to try to go onto the right side because he saw how wide his turn was, but then he didn't quite make it. But yeah, Vtor's playing quite well. Considering his time is a low 28, it seems like he's playing a little bit better than that right now. Oh, and Bando running into some trouble with the CPUs. On lap 3, that can sometimes happen where you basically were prevented from having a good launch at that turn just because of where the CPU racers happen to be. But still getting a 109. Reasonable time. Vtor having some difficulty there. Crescent Island is, I think, underrated difficulty stage or track. Like, it's true that it's a fairly basic track and one of the ones that I think new players should like learn early, but I don't know, I feel like it's easy to mess up. Alright, and Treasure Cave is one of the most inconsistent car tracks in the whole game, and certainly the most inconsistent, annoying one that's in this run. I'm not alone in disliking this, I think. There's multiple ways you can try to connect the boosts that you have available to you, but it's like, no matter which method you pick, it's not going to be that consistent. Vtor actually getting a 45, that's not bad for his time. I think I would have been very happy to get a 45, get out with a 45. Alright, so on to the first inbounds plane track, and I love watching good players do this track. It's crazy every time still. So Bandow gets a lot of bananas here. Already having 5, that's pretty good. Gets the double into the boost. Wow. That's a nice technique he has for those boosts. I can never consistently get that double if I try to go for that. It's so hard. But yeah, with Everfrost Peak, the thing about this track is that it will really set apart like the better players, because since it all comes down to being able to avoid having to ever press A or like stop boosting at all, any mistake is kind of magnified, I feel like. Because anytime you mess up and you have to slow down, like you not only your momentum is not only stopped, but then you're forced to accelerate normally, which if you ever have to do that on this track is so much slower than the normal movement that you do. Seems like one bonk and you're down 5 seconds. Not always, but it's really easy to just make a small mistake and lose a ton of time on the inbounds plane levels. And wow, Bandow27 lap 1, that's pretty insane.
Lap 2.
See how they do these endings. Yeah, I like Bandow's choice. He makes this sort of like canyon section look easy, but it's really not. Oh no, Vtor is having so. Oh no, and because of where he entered the ice, this is one of the mechanics. It tries to put you back on the last land that you were on, which Vtor jumped across the ice onto the right side and then landed in the ice. So the ice kept bouncing him to the right. That was so unfortunate. I didn't actually see what time Bandow got, but it looked like he had a really good Walrus Cove, at least the first 2 laps. At any rate, he's created quite a gap for himself with just these last 2 tracks. And now he's like half of a race ahead, over half of a race. Yeah, that has happened to me before. That's why I knew instantly what was happening, because it's happened to me before. When you go off the right side at that last section, and you're like trying to get back to the left, but it keeps bouncing you the opposite way. If you don't understand what's happening to you, it's easy to like lose 10+ seconds there. So Snowball Valley, short, fun, sometimes track, very inconsistent. Wow, the placement of that mine could not have been more unlucky for Vtor. I never see anything in that spot. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, Bandow had a really sick SV. He's having a good snow trophy in general. Wow. Yeah, and I love the way that Bandow does the hill on Frosty Village. He just does it in one big jump. I find it really difficult to get speed consistently the whole way down when I try it that way. He makes it look so easy. But yeah, done for snow, and on we go to Dragon. This one having, again, probably the trick that is the most likely to be a problem for Bandow, which is the Windmill Planes out of bounds. So we will see if he gets that. Vtor, I don't know if he's going to go for it. I would assume that he would, because, you know, if you're racing against someone like Bandow, you need everything that you can get. Oh yeah, and I should mention Bandow, since he's in Boulder Canyon, he actually does This is probably his best track. He's pretty good at Boulder Canyon.
Trophy race. Boulder Canyon.
Yeah, this is the second tournament that I know of. The first one was a 100% tournament that we had last fall that got surprisingly a lot of interest. At least I was surprised. Got a lot of people involved, got a lot of people to play that category. And it's really been great to see all the renewed interest in DKR and especially in ATR this time around. I'm not sure what the plans are, but I know I would love to see another race this year, at least one more, another tournament, I should say. Oh, Vtor he was like right in the middle of the log, which is not a good place to be, but he got around it. Meanwhile, Bando on to my favorite car track in the game, Greenwood Village. Just a fun medium-length track with a lot of drifting, a lot of taking turns sharply, trying to keep your speed as best as you can. And you'll see him have a shield here, which he didn't actually need that time, but there will almost always be something in the way there. Okay, and Vtor is out of Boulder Canyon.
Greenwood Village.
Vtor is actually keeping up better than I thought he would. Like, they're already in the 4th trophy race, and he's less than a minute behind. Like, consider how far ahead Bando's PB is from Vtor's. Like, if they both got a PB, I don't know. It seems like he's doing really well. Alright, so Bandow doing the Windmill Planes out of bounds. Let's see if he gets it. Eight bananas, that's always nice. I struggle to consistently get 8. And there we go. Makes it like, oh, he nearly clipped back into the cliffs there, but yeah, that's it. And at this point, it's not like super easy to stay back in bounds, but Bandow's experienced enough that I wouldn't expect him to have a problem with it. Then again, he did have some trouble with clipping into Hot Tub Volcano, so I shouldn't speak too soon. Oh yeah, and he did actually. So, but luckily he clipped in lap 3 instead of lap 2, so he only has to go back here and then finish the rest of the lap. This still sucks, but you could mess this up a lot worse than that, I'll just say. He's still going to finish well ahead of you, well ahead of any time that you could get with the inbound strat. Yeah, 112. Honestly, not too bad, considering the mistake he made. Wow, that was a weird bonk from Vtor. I didn't even see what he hit. Learned HTV today and attempting Windmill Planes out of bounds. I would recommend that you hold off on that. I mean, feel free to learn it if you just want to learn it, but if you plan to use it in your speedrun, Windmill Planes out of bounds is not something that's easy to pull off, especially not consistently. Yeah. Okay, 48, and he's out of Dragon. So it looks like Bando's on pace for maybe a low 25. Hard to say. Which, if that's true, then Vtor's actually on pretty good pace himself. Now let's see, Vtor is going to be going into Haunted Woods. Well, we'll see. Yeah, Bando now going on to Space Dust Alley, notoriously difficult plane level. And usually you would be starting the run with this track. And because of that, you would be able to just keep trying until you got a good one. So consistency with your strategies, maybe not so important. But in this case, both players have, you know, since they're doing this as a last trophy race, if you have to be a little bit careful with the strategy you use on SDA. Like, in some cases, you actually need to play differently than you normally would. But Bando, I would imagine, is just going ham like always. Yeah, he's really good at this. Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine to learn windmill planes out of bounds if it's just something that you want to do, but I'd say if it's for the reason of saving time, then there's no point learning it that early.
Trophy race. Space Dust Alley.
Alright, now we'll see Vtor on to SDA, so we can compare their strategies. I would imagine Vtor's probably going to do a bit of a safer approach, but he seems to be throwing caution to the wind a little bit here. Let's see what happens. I enjoy watching people do this track in dyno start races. It's kind of like a psychological aspect of knowing that you can't reset it like you normally would be able to. Meanwhile, Bando on Bonk Moon Cavern seems like he's having a pretty good time. Whoa. Yeah, that was a 30 lap 2, wow. I wish I could get something like that. Oh yeah, try it. Yeah, congrats on that, by the way. When you said you had two PBs, two ATR PBs, I was sure that one of them would be 24, but then I saw you had the same thing happen to you, where you get on the minute exactly. But yeah, you'll get that soon for sure. Alright, so Bando closing out on the end. This is the last car track, and then all he's got is the final out of bounds. Star City. Another fun, kind of reminds me of Greenwood Village. Just a lot of sharp turns, trying to do your best to take a good line from the zippers. And oh yeah, he goes for that blue balloon on the left. That's interesting. I don't normally see people do that. So let's see, Vtor, I may be wrong, but I believe Vtor's on pace for 27 here. Which would be a PB if his leaderboard time was accurate. Alright, so Bando pretty much just gonna grab some bananas, as many as he can reliably get. Grab a shield, and then he's gonna go off and do this out of bounds, which isn't the hardest thing, but nerves are a thing. Okay. Yeah, no, he didn't mess it up like HTV. He's got this. Actually, wait, no. What happened in HTD is that he clipped back in, so I shouldn't speak too soon. It is possible that something can go wrong after you clip out here. Although I would expect that Bandow is going to close this out with what looks to be a mid 25. One more lap. And there you have it. Bandow taking game one with a 25-33. So let's look at what kind of pace Vtor is on. Finishing Star City on Oz lap 2. I was getting ahead of myself. But he's actually been playing. I've been giving a lot of attention to Bandow because he's been in the league, but Vtor's actually been playing very well. Oh, unfortunate mine. And that spot right at the edge of the tunnel coming out of it, so you can't really have any time to react. And yeah, I do believe Vtor's on 27 pace. So let's wish him luck. It's all going to come down to whether he gets Spaceport Alpha out of bounds clean. Interesting opening strategy. Instead of getting bananas, just tries to get to the zipper as fast as possible. Only one banana, in fact. Okay, but he's out. Bit far to the right. I think he probably hit it, but... Huh. Vtor seems like he's not 100% comfortable doing this out of bounds. I wonder when he switched to Japanese, or no wait, I'm thinking of somebody else that switched recently, right? Well, okay, so no 27 for Vtor, but maybe a PB. 2811 or 2812. Is that a PB? According to the leaderboard, that's a PB by 2 seconds. Yeah, he confirmed that it is. So congrats to Vtor. Despite losing game one, getting an actual PB by 2 seconds. So, wow. Well, that's game one done with. And I guess once the players are ready, we'll be able to move on. But yeah, Bandow is saying it was a horrible run for him. Well, I guess suppose by his standards it was, but nonetheless, a good performance. And yeah, congrats again to Vtor. I believe they'll be doing Dino Start again. All right, well, I will be back in just a few minutes. Hopefully the race doesn't start by then. All right, and we're back. So it looks like they're setting up the race room now. I'll go ahead and refresh my screen. We're in now. All right, so we'll be ready to start it once more as soon as the players are in and ready. And it looks like they are. All right, so it's starting on SRL in about 10 seconds. So then as soon as the video delay is through, we'll be starting. Good luck to both players. I'm curious to see how Vtor does. Since he just PB'd, he's clearly playing well, so maybe we'll see a 27 this time. Although it's hard to expect someone to PB twice in a row. It wouldn't be the first time of the tournament, though. We've been seeing PBs like crazy in this tournament. Lots of people turning up, improving themselves. It's really been great for the community. So I really hope we can do another tournament like this, at least one more time this year. All right, off we go. Dino start once again. And still audio from Vtor. Still no music, sadly, but it's a price you have to pay to go fast. Both players hit the pole. I don't know if you noticed, but Bando hit the right pole in lap 1, and then Vtor hit the left pole in lap 2. Ooh, that's Vtor67. Vtor having a bit of a nasty start there. That's something. That's what you hope doesn't happen when you're when you do a dyno start. But oh well. ATR mystery code. Could you explain what that is? Oh, magic code. I thought when you said mystery code, I thought you meant like Okay, yeah, ATR with magic codes, right. That would be cool. I've tried some of that casually, but never tried to take it seriously. Whoa! I have had that exact experience that Bando just had, where like you go off that like inner part of the hill at kind of a weird way, and it flings you like backwards. Fossil Canyon, canyonless, like it's like I feel like it's not that hard to actually get the launch. The hard part is just controlling your movement after the launch. Because this hill section on the right is just brutal sometimes. Ooh, that would be cool. Have like a different set. So maybe you have like a set of possible magic codes, and then like when the race starts, it'll be like a bingo where it will tell you what the rules are for that race. That'd be awesome. I feel like I want some kind of race where we would see non-default vehicle tracks. I don't know what the category would be, but it would be really cool to see that. Hmm. Ugh, any percent tournament, no. Oh, Bando, no! Alright, he's gonna have like one more chance to get it here. Oh! Oh, I felt that. So, this is pretty much gonna be the same story as last race, where Bando built himself up a lead in the first 3 tracks, but then has some trouble with the out of bounds, and he'll get it now. So he is still like half a lap ahead of Vtor, but that must hurt to have that happen 2 races in a row. Moose, it's not like always the same amount because it depends on your playstyle. Like, yeah, it affects like boost and speed in unpredictable ways sometimes. But I have heard that 10 to 15 seconds, around that. I would say for me, it seemed to be around 15 when I turned off music. So similarly to last race, we're actually not too far apart going into Sherbert because of Bando's mistake in HTV. However, nonetheless, we would expect him to pull away here. Ugh, I hate when he got like bullied away from the boost at the start. The AIs at the beginning of Wheel Bay, the CPUs can really be jerks to you. There's a few tracks like that where the beginning is annoying. Because you've got like these 7 idiots just in your way, and you're trying to get to something on the other side of the track. And on to second hover track. I like Pirate Lagoon a lot. It's like, it feels like there's non-stop action, as opposed to Whale Bay, which is like, I don't know, not a big fan of Whale Bay. Pirate Lagoon I like though. Lots of boosting, lots of, I don't know, sharp turns and hover are fun for some reason. I don't really like the normal hover movement. That's probably why I like the tracks where there's just a lot of boosting. The normal movement hurts my thumb too much. Yeah, Bandow got one of his boosts overwritten by by a different balloon that time. I think I saw that. But even despite that, he's getting a 55. Wow. Making like an obvious mistake and still getting pretty good time. I mean, Bando is very good at hover, so that shouldn't be surprising, but I'm still impressed when I see it. And Vtor getting a 1 minute flat, which for his PB is actually a very good PL, I think. Maybe not very good, but certainly something that's acceptable. And let's see if Bando, last time he got blocked by these CPUs. Oh, it almost happened again. He had to... Well, he had to go around them. Not too bad, though. Hope he's finishing this up with probably like a 108. Yeah. And on to Treasure Caves. Only crazy people enjoy this track. Wow, that was a crazy lap 1. Sub 13 lap 1 is interesting. I wish I could do that. Oh no, Vtor getting a little messed up on the last turn, but not as bad as it looked. He went up like really far to the left against that like barrier, but then he just went over it no problem and finished. I felt like I was gonna see him get stuck there. Usually when that happens to me, my car gets completely stuck and I have to reverse out. Alright, so let's watch Bando EP. Not bad. And Vtor finishing up Sherbert. Looks like he's just a few seconds behind his splits, at least based on when I saw it turn red. Oh, and Bando stream's lagging for me? Oh, no, it was just for a second. Okay. But yeah, again, this is the first inbounds plane level, and this is the first level where you can really see a large gap. If there's a skill level difference in the player, especially in plane, this is the track where you first see that to a large degree. There's just so much non-stop boosting, maintaining your momentum, that, you know, and if you're like not as confident in plane and you're forced to hold A at parts or like do certain boost chaining a bit less optimally, it really shows. Yeah, like see, like Vtor, for example, not going for that ground zipper. I don't know if he normally does, but like one thing that's kind of hard to do in plane, but very necessary, is to chain boosts into the ground zippers that are like meant for the car and hover. And okay, he got that one. Yeah, okay, but so he doesn't go for the ground zipper at the end. So Bando's about 2 laps ahead of Vtor at this point. Oh, wow, that was interesting strat. He's just going ham on every track. It's fun to watch. 123. Again, Bando, very fast player and known for having kind of a reckless style. Which can mean that like his average no reset run is like hard for him to keep up with his best times. But like when he does go fast, he goes real fast. Being able to compete with world records on some tracks. Oh, man, unfortunate mine. I always empathize with the players over these stupid mines that seem like the AIs know exactly what's the line that you're going to have to take, but you won't be able to avoid a mine in this exact spot, and then they put one there. They're really masters at this. So Vtor's doing something I don't see that often, which is going on the right side at the beginning of Snowball Valley. This makes your lap 1 a lot slower, but it's a little bit more consistent. Because this means that even if your boost chaining in lap 2 and 3 is not perfect, you're going to have a better consistent speed because of those bananas. So I would say that if you want to really go for fast Snowball Valley, you probably don't want to do that, but it is something to consider. It's probably a bit more consistent to do it that way. Yeah, he's still getting a 47. That's okay. Oh, Bando almost got sucked into the water. I don't know if you saw that, but that was a lot closer than you think. He's like, when you saw his wheel like sort of dip into the crevice at the turn there, I was thinking he was going to get sucked into the water, because that happens to me sometimes. When you think you're about to be done with that turn, and then it's like, nope, have a swim. But we saw him get away with it that time. And on to Dragon Forest for Bando. Vtor not getting too much air on that jump at the beginning. Seems to go for much more of a grounded approach there, just like landing early and using the boost shortly after. Alright, so Vtor's going to go into Dragon Forest with about a 1-track difference, it looks like.
Trophy race. Oh, the canyon.
Yeah, Bando got a 117 in Boulder Canyon, which is actually a really not a good time by his standards. But like even with the mistakes we saw, his speed and hover is pretty high. Like that's a time that I would be real happy to get. And on to the best track in the game, Greenwood Village.
Lap 2.
Bando once again not technically needing that shield, but it is always a good idea to get the shield at lap 1. Lap 2, Greenwood Village. The AI really love putting traps on the line between that zipper and the tunnel where you have to go. So many times, if you don't get the shield, there will be an unavoidable hazard. And oh wow! And Bandow actually hitting something anyway. What? There was a mine there? I didn't even see it. Getting a 110 despite that. All right.
Greenwood Village.
And we're on to Windmill Planes. So Bandow last time got the out of bounds no problem. So we're on to round 2. 8 bananas again. And yeah, there we go. He didn't get as clean of a clip that time. Ideally, what you saw him do... Wow, he doesn't have his map out. Does he really not use it for the first part? Huh. I guess apparently Bandow doesn't even use his map until the first checkpoint. Today I learned. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's actually pretty important to try to get like a clip in such a way where you don't lose all of your speed, like you saw Bandow do there. Like obviously you're happy to get the clip at all in a no reset situation like this, but that can be quite a significant difference. Yeah, and he'll still get a 103, which is a great time.
Windmill Planes.
So let's see if Vtor can get it. Or... did he not go for it last time? I'm trying to remember. I guess he's not. He's just going to go out of... not going for the out of bounds. Which is fair. When I had a 28, I definitely did not... I didn't even start going for the out of bounds actually until very recently. So... when you choose to start going for it, and what time you think you're going to start wanting to use it to save time and runs, and it just depends on the person. Some people learn the out of bounds pretty early on. Some people, like me, wait a lot longer. He didn't go for it, okay. I thought I remembered him going for it and missing, but I must be remembering wrong. But he did get the double boost, that's always cool. Oh, and then he barrel rolled past the zipper. That must feel bad. That tree. That tree was in such an awkward spot. Alright, meanwhile, Bandow tearing it up in SDA. Wow, Vtor got the double boost again. And that's hard to get. But he missed not only the zipper afterwards, but also the blue balloon. So overall, I don't know if it was a net gain. Right, but finishing up his inbounds Windmill Planes, and he'll be going on to Haunted Woods. So Bandow is really making this look easy, but it is not. Man, he's having such a smooth SDA. I'm jealous right now. Making this look so easy. Holy crap, a 110? I can't believe Bandow just got that in a race. Very fast player. Yeah, as I said, Bandow's speed is quite insane, and I would say the only thing that's like holding him back from being close to the top times is just consistency. But like you watch his speed and it's crazy to see sometimes.
Trophy race. Space Dust Alley.
Like that SDA was insane. Oh, Vtor just barely dodging that entryway. And watching Vtor should maybe give you some perspective how difficult this track actually is for a mortal player. I know this Space Dust Alley has the ability to make me look like a complete idiot, especially in a no reset setting like this. Yeah, only third in ATR. What a disappointment. But yeah, his progress has been fun to see. And he's about to get a 136 DC. I can't tell. Is Bandow on pace for 24? He's definitely doing better than last time. Oh no, he maybe? No, I don't think so. Actually, he's probably on pace for close to the same time as he got last race. No, wait. No, I'm stupid. He actually... I can't do math, despite being a math major. No, he is on pace for 24. I got the minute off by 1. Yeah, definitely 24 pace. So, assuming he doesn't mess up SPA, this will be a very good showing by Bandow. Meanwhile, Vtor on Bonk Moon Caverns, and he's going to be doing his best to just follow the strange contours of this difficult car track. There are walls on this track that like have hitboxes that are hard to see. There's some... It's really easy to like hit stuff. Not a bad lap too. Alright. Well, let's watch Bandow because he's about to close this out. If he doesn't make a mistake on the last lap, then he looks like he's going to get a 24. Oh, he actually missed the checkpoint. I don't think that's enough to cost him the 24, but that was a bit of a hiccup. Yeah, and there you have it. Wow, what a run. 24 in a race.
Star City.
And congrats to Bandow for taking it 2-0. $24.55 with having issues with the out of bounds in HTV and SPA, and still pulling out the 24. All right, so let's check out Vtor. What kind of pace is he on this time? Yeah, it definitely is a nice time, Bandow. That. Excuse me. You should definitely be proud of that. So it looks to me like Vtor is actually on pace to PB again. Possibly 27. Although his SPA doesn't seem to be that well refined given his overall skill level. But I certainly think he can PB here. Let's hope fingers crossed that he gets this clean. And he might be looking at a 27. Oh no, he actually had a good angle. He just waited a little too long on the Z press. I think it was as simple as that. Ah, that's too bad. I think if he had just pressed Z right away, he would have been out. Still, considering how easy, considering 2 races in a row, he was on pace for 27. One can't help but think that he's going to get it soon, especially if he improves his SPA. But yeah, congrats to Bando, and congrats to Vtor on the PB and the nearly second PB in the same set. 2 PBs in a row would have been crazy. So let me pull up this bracket. It looks like Bando is unfortunately going to have a tough battle ahead of him almost immediately, just because of the way that the ATR tournament bracket shaped up. Let's see. So, despite being our number 4 overall player in the tournament, based on the initial seeds, it looks like Bando is going to have to play against Nordic Boa in the next round, which is very punishing, considering those are like 2 of the best players in the community. To have to play each other in the second round of the bracket seems a little bit unfair, but you know what? It'll give us a hell of a race to watch, so I'm looking forward to that. Did he actually tie his PB? Wow. After that SPA? Yeah. Vtor is going to PB easily. Yeah, for those who didn't actually take a look at the bracket, the right side of the bracket has Toful, Giz, Nordic, and Bando all on the same side of the bracket. So if the races go according to well, we've already got Toful and Giz scheduled in round 2, and now we're going to have Nordic and Bando scheduled in round 2. Like, that is nuts. You would expect that to be like the top 4, but it's actually just the right side of the top 8. So that's just how things worked out. Yeah, single elim this time because we did a group stage. So I think this format works better because I don't know. Last time with the double elim in such a long category as 100%, I felt like it was hard to keep everybody on top of their matches. I definitely like single elim brackets more. Well, okay. I guess we're done here since it was again it's 2-0 victory for Bando. Moving on. So Bando next is going to have to play Nordic, and then if he beats him, he's going to have to play either the winner of Toful and Giz. So he's got a lot of work cut out for him. Actually, looking at the bracket, the semifinals, the bottom half semifinals, is probably going to be the best 2 players. Probably going to be the most successful 2 players of the tournament overall are going to play there, and then I don't know. It's kind of weird. It looks like the finals and semifinals in this situation look like they're almost flipped from how you would expect. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hey, congrats! Congrats on your win and getting a 24 in the race.
that first one. Oh, that was.
Yeah, I saw you had some unfortunate difficulty in the hot top volcano. In both races, it looked like. But
Yeah, I can normally get the backup to it, but like that was just stupid how I didn't get it. I just hit the floor right next to the lava in hot top, so
yeah, it looked like your wing like brushed against the wall and it cost like you lost all your speed. Something weird happened there.
yeah, that's exactly what. Well, I didn't lose my speed. It just went straight. Didn't
Yeah.
barrel off or nothing.
Yeah, but it was a good showing from both players. You saw Vtor got the exact same time in both races.
Yeah.
So you've got your work cut out for
must
you.
hurt.
Sorry, what were you saying?
That must hurt. It's just absolutely horrible when you just get two exactly the same time. So.
Well, in
Yeah.
his case, the time was a PB the first time, and then the second time, the only reason he didn't get it 27 was because of the out of bounds. But
Yeah.
he'll definitely get it soon, from how things are looking. But
Definitely.
as for you, you've got to play against Nordic next week. So, how are you feeling about that?
We're both very aggressive players.
Yeah,
so-
I would say you guys have kind of similar styles of just going YOLO pretty much all the time.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I'm very nervous to play against Nordic because he is a good player, but we don't know who is going to win because we both have the same style of play, very aggressive, going for the best strats and everything. So
That's right. Even if your average is close, it could be very chaotic to see what happens in that race.
yeah, definitely.
I think it'll be very entertaining, though.
Very entertaining.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it. And I don't know what's on this channel next, but it does. We do have one more DKR race tonight, and that's between
Yeah.
Trident and Kiwi, and that's scheduled to happen in less than an hour.
I think that will be next. Yeah, don't think we have another race beforehand.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule now, and there was a bit of difficulty with scheduling some of the matches today, but I think that one will go on as scheduled.
Yeah, same as this one did.
Hmm.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was just the 4 o'clock one with me and Amano that got delayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a fun race. Kiwi has been improving a lot, but he'll have his work cut out for him, as Trident has been on fire recently.
Yeah, with all his PBs, and it's such a heartache when the PB is just a second away from that sub.
Yeah, the 2500. I had a
Yeah.
2600 a few weeks ago.
Once, yeah.
So you kind of relate.
I
Yeah,
can't
but-
relate because I've never had anything like that.
Oh, you've never had a PB that's like on the second?
No.
Yeah,
I've
it's
had it, like, not on
it can
the
be annoying sometimes.
second. Yeah.
Does Kiwi
I mean,
actually have a
well,
PhD?
The
Sorry,
the
go
only one, like, the only run I hated so much when I PB'd was when I was trying to go for sub 2 in 100%, and it was like, what is going on? I missed the coin and couldn't go back to it. So, yeah.
Oh, in Dark Moon or Caverns or something like that.
Dark
Yeah.
Moon.
That's usually the one. That's the one where you always tell yourself, well, there's no way I'll miss it this time, and then it happens, and it's just like, oh, I literally have to restart the race now.
I was way too aggressive, as you could probably tell.
Yeah.
With how I was trying to get it. So, yeah, that's the only real heartache I've ever had with a run, and I've hated the run because of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so like I said, you got that in about 40 minutes. But I guess that's all we've got for this race.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats again to the players, Bandow for winning and Vtor for getting the PB and then nearly a second PB in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Yeah,
fun
congrats.
commentating. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
And I've had fun playing. kind
And
of.
yeah, I guess that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. But it's possible I'll be back for that race too as commentary. I don't know. I'm available. I don't know if anyone else is signed up.
I can't do it because I need to go to bed.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
thanks for talking to
Yeah.
me, Bando, and yeah, good luck again next week.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Goodness. All right. See you later.